Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Voice of Transformation podcast. This is a podcast that is designed to make you a best version of yourself, whether financially, spiritually, or culturally. And today we are diving into big topic, which says that is it possible for immigrant to be successful into America? If you have ever asked yourself that question, this is the right moment for you. And of course, I'm Justin, the host of today. As you can see, I'm not here alone. Wallen, thank you so much for joining me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Maybe before we jump in or talking more about the topic of today, I would love us to share a little bit about Wallen, because I believe this is a person who played a big role in my life, and that's why I invited him to be here. Since I came into this country last year, he has been my mentor. It's been almost for 1 year and six months, I think, mentoring me. Every week we had weekly session, almost like 1 hour, and I have learned a lot from him. And it's such a privilege to have him here. So again, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So before maybe we start, I would like for you to introduce yourself a little bit about yourself, background, so that maybe the listener can know the person who's here.
Of course. So my name is Warren Berger, and I was born here in America. I grew up in the state of Oregon. I went to the University of Oregon, and not long after that got married. I've been married for 45 years to a wonderful woman, Allison, and we have 3 children. We have 11 grandchildren.
Wow.
So we are blessed.
Wow.
Blessed beyond measure.
That's
We've lived in a couple of different places in the United States, Idaho, Pennsylvania, California, and here in Washington State. And my work history is I've worked for several different companies, the most prominent of which was Microsoft. And then I worked at Redbox, the DVD rental company, for many years after that. And now I'm retired. And one of the things I really enjoy doing is trying to help and serve others, which is how we got associated through your brother. And we're just now continuing with more of that.
Well, in talking about that, like helping or mentoring a person, there is one time I just asked myself, why doing this? I know mentorship or just giving someone time, almost 1 year and 6 months. It's not something easy, because you have to sacrifice your time. You have to sacrifice other things that is important to you, and you just give me this time, and without actually expecting any return from me. Why? Is it your calling? What gives you that joy, or that what gives you that heart for doing that?
Well, I think there's several answers to that. One is I like people, and I love building relationships with people. And many years ago, my wife worked at a site called the Jubilee Reach Center, which was set up by our church and
Help Press, right?
in Bellevue Presbyterian.
Yeah.
And part of what she did was she set up the English as a second language program.
Okay.
And as people came through the program, there were some people who seemed to need some extra help. And so she asked me if I would help. So I ended up helping a young man who was an immigrant from China.
Yes.
He was a 8th grader, I think,
Okay.
in school. And he and I did much like you and I did. Met every week for an hour or so, and then that led to me helping somebody else and working with them. And then your brother, Pastor Alexis, we developed a relationship with him, and we had a lot of fun helping him. And as we'll probably get into, adjusting to America is hard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I realized that at the time that while the language is a challenge, a bigger challenge is the American culture, which is so different than where most people come from. And as a result, I felt like it was a bit of a calling for me to help people adjust to America sooner or faster than what they could on their own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've gotten great satisfaction out of being able to help people, and God has blessed me in many, many ways. And one of them is to have the resources and time to be able to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. So talking about helping the people, and I think that's the reason why I chose we talk this topic of helping actually people, but most especially immigrant. So I believe that for all the people who come in USA, they want to excel or they want to be successful in their life. And of course, some they become, others maybe not. And that's the life. We have nothing to do with that. So, but now I want we speak for those people who wish to become successful, but maybe they lack the way, they lack the process of how they can become that. So I want you now, we start with this simple question that actually, how do you define success in your own word? I know there is a lot of different definition according to different people, but when they say success, what do you understand?
Well, that is a tough question because success means different things to different people.
Yeah.
So for some people, success means making a lot of money,
Yes.
having a fancy car, a big house, whatever it may be that. For other people, it means having enough to be able to do the things they want to do, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean a big house or a fancy car. Maybe it means a modest house or, a used car, and being able to pursue the things that are important to them.
Yes.
So God gives us all gifts, and if you're struggling so much that all your effort goes to just getting food on the table and paying the rent and barely scraping by, then that obviously is not success, right? It is a form of success in that you're surviving, but to me, success also means that you're thriving to some degree and you're able to use the gifts that you've been given to benefit yourself and others. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So that brings me to another question of system. All the country has their own system, and the system I'm talking about is how the country they organize or rule their people. So then it's really challenging when people who come from different area or different countries like Rwanda, Africa, and Asia, when they came here, they always having this problem of adapting to the American system because their country have their own system. Now they are coming to a new system, and some people decided maybe to continue relying on their system, and others maybe they don't have what to do. So what is your perspective? Do you think that when people coming in USA should continue relying on their system, or they have to adapt to American system so that maybe can achieve success?
I'm going to answer that a couple different ways. One is, yeah, first and foremost, yes, if they decide to come to America, then they need to understand that to be successful here, they have to adapt to the way that America is set up.
Yes.
I mean, most people wouldn't come here if they had a great life in their own country. For some reason, something is compelling them to come to America, whether it's for a better life or for money or whatever it may be, right? But if America is based on the rule of law, we have a constitution, et cetera, that lays out the rules by which we all need to live. America also is based on capitalism, and we're also based on, and this is maybe most important, we're based on personal freedom. So it is up to you to find a way to make your way through life. So America has lots of safety nets, meaning welfare and food programs and shelter and things. But ultimately, our culture is you are expected to make the effort to make your own way, right? So a good example is in my dealings with you and with your brother Alexis, Americans really value being on time, right? And I was a little late today, so I apologize to you.
African time.
Yes. So there's a real difference between African time and American time.
Yeah.
And if people don't understand that when they are late to meetings with people here in America, Americans don't like that, right? So being on time is an important part of American culture. And that's just an example of how people need to adapt. And it doesn't matter whether they came from Africa or Europe or Asia or Latin America. It doesn't mean you have to give up your culture. It means adapt to the way it is in America and retain the great things of your culture, right? So it's really important to adapt. Doesn't mean you have to give up everything that you had, but if you don't adapt, it's really hard to make progress or succeed in America, because Americans will go, well, fine, if you don't want to be part of America and assimilate into our culture, you're on your own. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, you say the word, and I think it's really big, freedom. And I know American is, I can say it's one of the country that is known as the country that has freedom. Where I can say, I don't know if I can say that, people have the right to do whatever they want. I don't know if that's correct. So, and I want you now to talk about, do you think like people having freedom can benefit or can help them achieve their goals without like having any restriction and whatever? What do you think like now the freedom has to do with country's development and people's success?
Okay. I absolutely believe that it has a great deal to do with both the success of individuals and the success of society overall. So we do not have complete freedom. We're not allowed to kill people. We're expected to stop at stop signs. We're expected to be polite to other people. We can't beat other people up. We can't, all those things, right? We have rules and laws that we're expected to obey.
So that means like having freedom doesn't mean you have freedom to do anything. It's a country with the freedom, but again with the laws.
Correct.
Okay.
Right? And we've agreed on the laws for the most part.
Okay.
And those laws get changed every once in a while because it becomes evident that there's a problem or someone's being discriminated against.
Okay.
Right? There used to be laws that were very much against people of color in the United States. A lot of people argue some of that is still evident, but I think tremendous strides have been made. And it is often called the land of opportunity, and I still believe that that exists. So back to your question about does freedom help people achieve success? The answer is absolutely. So we're here right now in a room talking, doing a podcast. You have the freedom to do this podcast and say just about anything you want on any topic at any time with any guest that you want, short of trying to overthrow the government, right? You can we have freedom of speech. You can be insulting. You can be disparaging of other people. You can do all kinds of things. And our country allows you to do that, our laws.
Even a president.
Even a president. You can say
Wow.
terrible things about the president if you want, and no one is going to do anything. Now, people may not like you for doing it,
Yeah.
but you're not going to be thrown in jail. You're not going to be fined thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But really, more importantly, freedom gives you, and I'll use the example here of your podcast.
Okay.
You could be phenomenally successful doing this podcast, right? And if you get enough people who listen to you and watch the podcast, advertisers will want to give you money
I wish they can come.
to
do that.
continue
Yeah.
your podcast,
Yeah.
because if enough people watch it, they'll pay you, right? Or if someone wants to start a business, much like your brother, right? He and another gentleman started a business. They provide a service that people are willing to pay for, right? And as long as they obey the rules and pay their taxes, et cetera, they're welcome to grow that business as long as they continue to provide a service that people want, right? It doesn't mean you're entitled to make a lot of money without doing anything, right? While you have the freedom to succeed, you also have the freedom to fail, right? It doesn't mean there's a guaranteed outcome. So, but failure is not a bad thing. Failure just means maybe I didn't do this thing right the first time, but I can try again. And you have the freedom to try again and keep going, right? You have the freedom to go to school if you want. You have the freedom to go to the school of your choice as long as you can pay for it, right? And for the most part, there are a few bad people in America, just like there's bad people everywhere. But for the most part, nobody's going to work to prevent you from trying to start a business or open a restaurant or whatever it might be. So the point of freedom is, like I said, you're free to try. In fact, in one of our founding documents, there's a phrase that's really important, and it is, we as Americans are free to pursue happiness, right? It doesn't mean that we're guaranteed happiness.
Okay.
We are free to pursue happiness, right? And we are also a country that was based on our love of God, right? And a lot of people use the phrase the Judeo-Christian philosophy, which is all God-centered, but we do not require that everybody be a Christian or everybody be a Jew or that you join the Church of England, or you're welcome to be Islamic or Zen Buddhist or whatever you want to be, again, as long as you obey the laws and enjoy the freedoms that we have in this country.
And you just reminded me something that my brother told me when I come into this country. Uh, I don't know how to share this, but he said, "You are new to this country, and this country has like everything that it takes for you to be successful, which means you have, and it's going to support you for that. It's the country of freedom, and it's going to support you for that. If you want to be successful, this is the best country to support you to be successful. And if you want to be a failure, it will support you with that, which means like it has a freedom. You have a freedom to choose the path to go, and the country is always behind to support you for that. It's your choice, then the country support you in that choice. And this gives me much understanding about the freedom, and that's why I asked you about that. It's really country that have freedom, and that's where people always fall in the track because of too much freedom, which maybe they use it to lack in their country. They think that now it's now the time to do the things they didn't maybe get chance to do in their country. So if they come here, they have now to start doing these things, and sometimes it just led their life into miserable life, right? So now let's jump into another point of finance or money. I know this is a very big topic that we can maybe we shall talk more about it, but I just want to hear a small perspective of you. Most of people who came into this country, meaning like immigrant, they all come here with different reasons. Some they come to study, others. But I think the most big reason why they come here is for ways of making a living, which means to search for a job and help their family, stuff like things like that. But I can say we still have low percentage of immigrants who become successful in terms of finance. And the question is it because of the job, the low-paying job they go for? Is it because of maybe the skills they lack? What do you think like is the main reason why immigrants don't really succeed in terms of financial?
Well, I think there's several answers to that,
Okay.
and several reasons. So anytime someone moves, right, and even I've moved my family within the United States 4 or 5 times. And it's one of the hardest things you can do is to pick up and leave all your roots, the place you're comfortable with, your extended family, your friends. It's the culture you know. It's the food you like. It's all those things. That's hard inside a country where you already know the culture, you know the language, you know everything about it, right?
Okay.
But to then do it from another country into the United States where you can't speak English, you don't know the culture, you don't know the customs, it's hard for you to communicate. You come here, you don't have any money coming in. Everything about it is really hard. So to get to the point where you can start working and trying to get ahead is really hard,
Okay.
right? And so for all those reasons, that makes it a challenge. And I think it's fair to say that on average, it's not the people who come here first, it's the generation after them who tend to be more successful. So, for example, your brother came, right? You've come. You guys, I think, are somewhat the exception because Alexis was able to get a job, and that enabled his wife to get a job eventually, get education, get a job. It's enabled you to come. But most immigrants struggle those first 10 or 15 years a lot because they aren't able to speak the language fluently, and that's a big barrier to success.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's really important is getting to speak the language. So lots and lots of places, as I mentioned earlier, offer classes like English as a second language because that helps break down that barrier to success.
So, yeah, you said that, but I want to again to ask you now, what do you think is a challenge? Is it because of the job they go for that maybe that pays low, or it's the way the skills maybe they lack about using their money efficiently?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both of those things, right?
Okay.
And if they are not able to clearly communicate their skills,
Yes.
right? Because let's turn the tables. If I went to Rwanda,
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to speak the language. I wouldn't know how things work. And it would take me if I didn't have any money or if I had very little money, all my effort would be to just survive. Right?
Yes.
And even if I was able to convince somebody that I had great skills, if I couldn't communicate it in the Rwandan language or the language of Burundi or the Congo or whatever, it would be very hard for them to hire me because I wouldn't be good at providing the service they want to provide. So, in spite of that, Americans are very welcoming to legal immigrants, right? And want them to succeed for the most part.
Yes.
And many of them have to start in a low-paying job, but if they show up, if they're on time, if they work hard, and they work to get better at English, they have a great chance of success. But they should think of success as 5 years from now, 10 years from now, right? Because I graduated college. I really don't consider my work history a success until I was probably 15 years out of college.
Wow.
Now, everybody's different,
Yes.
right? But you also have to take care of your family. Most people bring their families. There's just a ton of time and effort required to just survive,
Yes.
let alone succeed. So you have to have patience and perseverance.
What do you think these three words? I believe in my own experience. I know I have been here for almost 1 year and 6 months, like I think there. And I think these three factors, they are the one that shaped my life or that has helped me to be where I am today. So, and one is language, which is English. The second one is mentorship. And the third one is education. I believe if these three factors people can really take into serious so they can go for it, it's things that can really change their life. So, but I want you to hear from your perspective. What do you think now these three factors, language, what does it has to do with personal success, but migrant, second, coming here and finding the mentorship and education?
Okay. So, yes, I would recommend that anyone, when they come, do everything they can to learn the language, right?
Why?
Because if you can communicate, it opens up all different kinds of opportunities,
Okay.
right? I've dealt with some people where one person in the family learns the language and the rest of the family does not. Well, they become completely dependent upon that person to do all their communicating to others. And it just makes their lives very much harder. And I know that it's hard to learn the language, but they should, in an ideal world, they would really work hard for everyone in the family to learn to speak English.
Yes.
Because opportunities are so much greater when they can communicate at least to some level, right? And sometimes they understand English way
But
better
they
than they
just-
can
yeah.
talk it.
That's true.
But even that is a benefit. Okay. And then mentorship, absolutely I would support that in every way. Here's the challenge. Most of us struggle to admit that we need help. We
Yeah.
want to believe that we can do it on our own. I can do this.
Yeah.
And the culture in America is very strong that way of independence. I don't need help from others, when in fact we do, right? And I know in my own life, I should have been willing to listen to older men, older women who had experience and could share things that I would benefit from. So I would absolutely, whether it's through a church or through other people that, for example, if there are people from Rwanda or Central Africa that are in the neighborhood or the area where you live, I would absolutely encourage people, new migrants, to come and seek those people out and ask, will you help me? Will you help me learn the rules? Will you help me learn how to live here?
But sometimes, like you found, they fear if maybe they approach people, they are not willing to help.
I would just say, don't give up.
Just go.
Don't give up. America loves people who persevere and just keep trying, right? And you can also go to a church, there's a lot of options, but you have to be willing to try. Okay? And then lastly, education. You don't have to have a college education to be successful in America. I think you should go and be able to further your education for reasons that are important to you. One, it'll help with your English. One, it'll help understand the American culture better. And it will put you in a position to learn more about America. Because I think a lot of people, when they come here, their perception of America is based on TV or movies, that some of that is good and accurate, but a lot of it isn't, right?
Yeah.
And so the more you're educated, you may learn that, oh, I don't need a college education. Maybe I can become a plumber or an electrician, or I can learn construction or whatever it might be, because those are a lot of the traditional jobs that people can do. Or people become an Uber driver, right? Or whatever. But if you can't speak English,
Yeah.
no matter what the job, it's going to be harder for you to be successful. So education doesn't necessarily mean college.
Yes.
That's great for a lot of people,
Yes.
but it could also mean you learn the
Something in the
trades.
skills. Yeah.
And when I say the trades here in America, that means electrician, plumber, concrete worker, all different kinds of jobs like that.
Wow. I think these are so profound. And if I can maybe sum up from what you said, all that, one is for the language, uh, you might be having like this good idea, but if you can't communicate it, it means nothing, right?
Correct.
That means if you have the skills, but you are not able to present it, that means nothing, which means learning a language is so crucial for you to be successful. Then the second one is mentorship. For me, I think this is a very big because I have been mentored by you, and I can really say from the success that I have achieved or from where I am today, there is what mentorship has done for it. So for me, I just take like mentorship as a elevator to success. That means, like if you take elevator, it's like 5 seconds for you to reach to the 5 or 6 floor. But if you take stairs, it's gonna take you for so long. So, which means a mentor, this is the person who has been through the career that you want to achieve, and then is mentoring you, is showing you the failure he has done, so that for you, you don't have to go through that. He's just showing you, so you don't have to do this. I have tried this and I have failed. This is what you have to do. And it just saves you time, if I can say, to go all those through struggle and whatever. You have now the clear path of where you want to do. So I believe mentorship is the key for you to grow and to see you like the direction. Then the second one, the third one, which is now education. You said it. You don't have to be uh, in college or having diploma for you to be success. And this is the world we are in today. We are now in the world where ideas matters more than resume. So which means skills is more now important more than papers. So it's good to go to school, but again, self-learning, self-development is really something that's really can help the people. Now, you talked about time management, and it's really I know it's really it's really something very very crucial to American, and I think I don't know if there is a secret why American really, really value about the time. What does it has to do with personal growth, countries, business? Why is it like any people, American, they are very, very restricted about the time management?
Well, I think there's a couple things there. One is it's hard to be successful if you don't plan,
Yes.
right? So if someone says, well, I've got this idea of what that might help make me successful. Well, until they actually document it and write it down
Yes.
and think about it and plan it out, if they don't do those things, then it's just a dream. And it very likely won't come true. But if you think about it and document it and plan it out,
Yes.
here's the steps I have to do to start a business or to write a book or to do a podcast. This setup for your podcast, it didn't just magically appear. Somebody had to buy it. Somebody had to set up the equipment. They had to learn how to run it.
Yes.
So you have to learn to do all those things.
Yes.
And so I think of having a schedule is just another way of saying, I'm going to plan my time
Yes.
so that I can be effective and successful.
Wow.
If you just hope that things will get done, they won't get done.
How?
Somebody has to do it,
Yes.
right? And you have to push yourself and potentially others with a plan. And a schedule is nothing more than a plan for what you're going to do in a day or a week or a month to get to some desired outcome,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You and your team did not say, well, we're going to do a podcast and we're going to do it tomorrow, right? You had to do a bunch of planning
Yes.
to make this come about. It's no different for any other any other endeavor. For whatever you're trying to do, you need a plan. So that is really important. And for better or for worse, a lot of the cultures who come to the U.S., they don't have a plan beyond, I'm here,
Yes.
right? Well, that's where, as you said, a mentor and some education, et cetera, can help them build a plan to go forward. Right? But if the plan is, I'm just going to get the first job I can find, which is generally going to be low paying, without much of a future, that's not going to help them get them where they want to be for the long run. And it may be a very necessary step so that they survive and can feed their family or whatever it might be, but then they need a plan to get beyond that.
I think that's really connect with, there is this person who said, it's a body that move, not the mindset that change. So which means like coming here in USA doesn't mean like everything has changed. It's just your body that's moved from maybe Africa, just then you're here. But doesn't mean like now everything has changed. There is something you have to do for you to change, either mindset, either like all these we said, we talked about, which is the same what you were saying about the plan. I know having a plan, it's very, very things people, they should do. Things they have to do today, things they have to do tomorrow, things they have to do next year. It's just made you not like to focus too many things, if I can say that. It's just equip you with things that is very important to you. So I want you to ask another question. In our mentorship session, I can't count how many times you said these words, and I don't know why, but maybe they mean a lot to you. Being bold and perseverance. Why these words?
Well, when I was young, I hated perseverance because my dad would say, well, you need to keep at this. In other words, don't give up.
Yes.
And it was easy to give up because something, particularly when it's something you don't know how to do,
Okay.
that it's easy to give up when you don't achieve success right away.
Okay.
And as I got older and hopefully a little wiser, I learned, if I don't have the courage
Yes.
and the strength to keep going,
Yeah.
even if I fail a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, failure, I have learned, is not a bad thing. It just means the way I did this didn't work out. What have I learned from it? And keep trying, right? Because if you never give up, you will be successful. It doesn't mean you're going to be rich, doesn't mean you're going to be famous, but you will achieve what you're trying to achieve, right?
Okay.
And I think boldness means that there's a real difference between believing in yourself
Yes.
and not believing in yourself. So to me, boldness means I am going to choose to believe in myself and take the actions that I believe will help me or help others in whatever I'm choosing to do. And I'm choosing by being bold to not give up,
Okay.
right? I also think boldness means I can dare to dream and I can pursue that dream, right? And if you're not bold, it's almost like you're a leaf in the wind,
Yeah.
that the wind just blows it wherever it may go. It is without purpose. And as opposed to, I'm going to choose a path.
Yeah.
Now, I may change that path
Okay.
down the road, but I'm going to be bold enough to have a dream and pursue it and not give up. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
It is so important. Think about Jeff Bezos. You know who Jeff Bezos is?
Sure.
He's the guy that started Amazon. He, like so many other people in America, he started that business in his garage.
Wow.
And now it is one of the most amazing companies on earth. But he had a dream. He was bold about that,
Yes.
right? He saw this thing that could be, and he did not give up, and he pursued it. Now, is everyone who has a dream going to be as successful as him? No. But if you don't demonstrate boldness
Yes.
and you don't have perseverance, it'll be really hard for you to achieve much in the world, let alone in America.
I wish people could, learn this and put them into their life, because you told me that many times. Then one time I was like, why always emphasizing on this? Let me try it and I see. And it's really made the difference into my life, because the power of not giving up when things are hard, there is nothing else actually that is powerful than that. So as we are closing up to our discussion, I just have very few questions to ask. And one is that, do you believe that it's possible for the immigrant to come from their own country and come here in USA and become successful?
Absolutely. And the evidence of that is millions and millions of people have come here and end up thriving. And I mean, there are thousands and thousands of examples of all different kinds of people have come to America and they've opened restaurants. They've started nail salons, or they've chosen to get an education and go into work for the government, or they start other businesses. They do paving companies. It's all different kinds of things that anyone can come here. And if they're willing to do the work, and if they're willing to try and be bold and persevere,
Perseverance.
they can achieve just about anything, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And the key there is don't give up. And it doesn't mean that it will be easy. It doesn't mean that you won't be discriminated against. It doesn't mean that you won't have hard times. It doesn't mean that you won't fail. But if you don't give up and There is nowhere on earth that offers the opportunities that America does.
That's
And
true. Absolutely true.
And if you think about it, if you go down the street, you will see a Chinese restaurant, a Korean restaurant, a Italian restaurant, a French restaurant,
Indian restaurant,
all different kinds of things.
African restaurant.
A Mediterranean restaurant.
Yeah.
Those are just examples
Yes.
of people that came here. They held on to their culture, i.e., the food that from their homeland,
Yes.
and Americans love it, right?
Yes.
So we want all those cultures here because nowhere else on earth is as much of a melting pot as America. Come and thrive as long as you can fit in with the culture. Right?
From everything you shared today, what is one or two piece of advice do you believe if a person or the listener could learn it, practice it in their own life, it's going to make change into their life?
Well, first and foremost is trust God. Have faith in God, trust God in every aspect of your life. And then after that, it is never, never, never give up. Right? Because if you think about in the Bible, God told so many people, I know you have life here. I want you to go somewhere else. Trust me. And they ended up trusting him and having a better life, right?
Okay.
And they faced all kinds of difficulties, and yet through God and his strength, they persevered, and they were able to ultimately be successful in whatever way God wanted them to be. Same things for you and me. Trust God, push, and never give up for the things you're trying to do.
Perseverance.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
Wow. The last one is, if you had a chance to go and live in one of African country, which one would you choose?
Well, that's a great question because there's like the U.S., Africa is so different in different
Yeah.
parts of Africa. So I would want to go to. There's a geological feature in Africa called the Great Rift Valley, and I would like to go and see that. I think that's like where Victoria Falls is kind of in that area.
Okay.
But if you made me pick a country, I think I'd want to go to Mozambique.
Mozambique?
Yes,
Wow.
because it's on the ocean, right? It's got beaches,
Beaches.
it's got mountains. It's really different, right?
Yeah.
So that's the place I'd want to go.
That's good choice. Well, then, allow me to thank you so much for what you have done for me, for what you're doing for the community, for the God, for everything that you are just doing to help other people.
You're very welcome, and thank you for having me. This has been great.
Yeah. Thank you guys for everyone who is watching this. It really means a lot for your support. Please, if you are new to this YouTube channel, please subscribe, share this episode to your friends, to your family, to everyone. You never know, someone can listen this and transform their life. Thank you. See you next time.